Hello, I'm Richard Ryder, and today we're going to be going deeper together in more ways than one, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and maybe physically. I'm kind of exhausted from this morning, but I'm willing to try if you are. Today we will be doing multiple excursions. We will be taking your suggestions for quotes of the day or themes to be used in quotes of the day, as well as we will be deciding what's sus or what's not. And there is one goal that you can participate in, and that would be deciding on whether or not I eat my first banana of my life. We'll see if that happens. And now, going deeper begins. Greetings, chat. I hope you are prepared to go deeper. If you haven't liked the video yet, think about why. And then think about the fact that now you will like the video. Hello. What are we saying in the chat so far? Crap, I forgot about this. I've crapped and forgotten about it too. Diaper up, home slice. Guten Tag, someone said from a different place. Sigma. I see some of you have learned my name already. Haha. Got owned. Assemble. Yes, it is time to assemble. Can you go deeper in, I don't know, Sterling? I can go deeper in most places. Many places you've suggested or already talked about in the comments section. How do I level up to Sigma? Well, going deeper is the first step. If you haven't binged my content, you haven't gone deeper. Go on to TikTok, go on to YouTube, go on to even Snapchat now, and just look for the man who's spitting straight bars but knows how to swallow. Pause. Resume. If you haven't liked, oil up, please. Oiling up is something that we might do, but more likely, we have the potential to eat a banana on live, something that I've still never attempted. Discord is pulling up now. I always like when people pull up. I'm a little more on the fence about pulling out. Ayo, sus, pause, resume. Daddy Ryder. Okay, someone's got my nickname down. What DC or Marvel guy would you go deeper with? Well, that universe is clearly fiction, unlike the one I belong to. And anything with Chris Hemsworth in it is something that I also want to be in. I've talked about this before. Oil up while eating a banana. Slow your roll there, cheese. Before we get too deep into this live, this is the best live ever, someone said. Thank you. And we're only 3 minutes deep, which is just foreplay as far as I'm concerned. Can I have a shout out? Says Whisper. I shouted that out pretty loud. Funny. How do you know if you're gay? Okay, now we're getting into the deep stuff, which is what I really wanted to do. So far, this has all been preliminary. This has been early days, but we are going to go deeper. And what I want to know from you is suggestions for quotes of the day or themes that can be included as quotes of the day, right? What do you want to hear talked about? Do you want to hear the Roman Empire? Do you want to hear the getting lucky while midair, the Mile High Club? I don't know, but I'm going to be checking the chat so you can let me know. What are we hearing? 4 hours gooning masterclass when? All right, I like how we're getting closer to the goal here, but I feel like we're still dancing around the rim, so to speak. How deep are we going? That depends. How deep are you willing to go with me? Okay. Someone said you have writer's block. I never have writer's block. I have creative ambition. I am open. All right. When you get to this level of going deeper, you can't just be a top dog. You have to be able to be a bottom. Podcast comes from Oh, here we go. Podcasts come from broadcasts, which comes from broadly casting out seeds. Therefore, podcasts refer to spreading your seed. And why would you want to spread your seed to other men. Interesting. Podcasts come from broadcasts, which come from broadly. Okay, you know what? That was the first attempt, and I like it. We got more. If they're good, you'll be sure I'll write them down. Can't be forgetting them. Going deeper with Frank Lee, Gus Leiter, or Brian Rott. Okay, I like where you're thinking there. Why kiss the homies goodbye when you could kiss them goodnight? Now, that's just a real question, not even a quote of the day. I say, why can't you do both? Achilles was gay and is regarded as one of the greatest fictional warriors. It's funny that you mention Achilles because I recently rewatched Troy for the 300th time just so I could see Brad Pitt in a Speedo. Well, more of a mini skirt. Well, let's say I also needed a Trojan, if you know what I mean. All right, moving on. I just got here. I'm sorry, what? I'm currently asking the chat if they could help me write some or come up with some quotes of the day or themes for quotes of the day that we could go deeper with. Also, there's a goal in the chat if you'd like to see me eat my first banana. Masterclass on how to survive No Nuts November. Don't try to survive No Nut November. I'm not a proponent of No Nut November. No Nut November is kind of sus, if I'm not going to lie. Why would you deprave yourself from experiencing November? It's depressing enough. The Discord has begun lubing up for this day. Happy to hear it. Reject the Roman Empire. Embrace Byzantine Empire, if I pronounce that right. I like the fact that it's by. That's a strong start. Chat, did I cook? Do you watch bodybuilding? I do watch bodybuilding on occasion if I need a little inspo. Can you go deeper with Ray William Johnson? I can most likely. Someone's message is retracted. Pull out game strong. Are you a wooden horse? Because I'm Athenian and I'm waiting to let you in my gates. All right, now we're getting closer to quotes that are usable in videos. What else do we got? Give me another reason to sleep with the homie, please. Patience. You shall get your reason. It's Biz and Teen. Got you. The Trojan event is like a broken condom. When the little men got inside a place they weren't desired to be in. Okay, there's something there. I like the Trojan horse as potential for a quote of the day. I will write it down in the notebook. Trojan. It's starting to look more like a grocery list. Lol. How many nationalities did you get railed by so far? How many are there? Do you have a shirtless fireman calendar? No, just the pantless. Is it gay to like femboys? This is a question I get too often. What does femboy stand for? What is the root word? Some people say it's boy. It's actually fem. What does fem mean? Female. Is it gay? Is liking a female gay? No, don't ask stupid questions. Yes, chat did good. Congratulations. Richard, what's your favorite song? Is it For Big Guys? YMCA. It's No Nut November. There Missy B implies A. Not sure what you just tried to say. When is the shirtless Simon Cowell collab? I don't know, but it's something I've been looking forward to ever since it was mentioned on this channel. They also mentioned Gordon Ramsay, and let's just say I would let him cook. Richard Ryder, gayest man ever existed, but decided to be straight. Gay? What is gay? Gay is a mood. Gay is a frequency that I don't function on, okay? I function on alpha, sigma, elite. Is kissing the homies goodnight gay if you have socks on? What I'm not seeing is a lot of suggestions for quotes of the day. I'm slightly disappointed. Maybe there's more. Maybe you just need me to read your questions. That can be arranged as well. The quote, when was the last time you did? Well, that's a question that might get me demonetized. I got to be careful here. You're not writing any of this stuff down. I'm not getting what I need to write down so far. Have you heard the Fireflies remix? No. Richard, how long were you in prison? Not as long as I would have hoped. I'll tell you that much. I got paroled way too easy. I probably should have been a little bit naughtier behind bars, but I was such a good boy. Richard Ryder, I barely know him. If my quote idea gets a video, I will oil up. What was your quote idea? Let me look for it. I need to lube up my throat. That went down the wrong hole. My goodness. And now my beard is moist. Femboys are actually 2.5. Some are actually 2.5. Some it's bisexual, straight, and gay all at the same time. Actually, very interesting. He is not into men. He is in men. Interesting. Are you, wow. Are you mommy's good boy? Now that is a level of non-sigma that I can't get behind. That went down the wrong hole is crazy. It was crazy, and I survived. Quick cough, and you're good. Richard, is it gay to get with a homie if you can't get a girl at a school dance? Is it gay to get with a homie if you can't get a girl at a school dance? It's not always gay. It can sometimes be practice. It can also sometimes be a last resort. Would you rather be, is it really gay? Is it if it's based on avoiding loneliness versus seeking out men, right? Are you just gay or are you just touch starved? It's a question you need to ask yourself before you jump to conclusions about being gay. Richard, how do I drop the soap but make it look like an accident? Great question. I get this all the time. First thing, contrary to popular belief, you actually don't want to have your soap on a rope. You want to have no rope on the soap. You want your rope to actually be oiled up. That's why I shower with oil and soap. Oil up the soap, try to grab it. The soap is actually more slippery than originally. Also, a bar of soap. You don't want to be using a container of soap. That really limits the droppability. Once it hits the ground, then say, oh me, oh my. Bend down to pick it up without bending your knees. You'll be good. The creativity is off the charts. Why, thank you, sir. Richard, I answered that one. Isn't soap legit oil? I don't know. When someone asks you to oil up, are you assuming they're saying soap up? I don't think so. Can we appreciate that 239 is on a date right now? You're on a date right now. Is it with the opposite sex? It's a good question. I want to know what kind of ideal date scenario this really is. Idea, favorite uncle backstory. Chat is dead. Chat is slightly slow, but I see the chat picking up. Is it better to poop in the sink than to sink in the poop? It's a great question. Personally, I would rather sink in the poop because if you poop in the sink, very likely you're going to have a log clog. I've been there before. And if you have a log clog, then the sink becomes unideal. You got to start washing your hands in the back of the toilet. Sink in the poop once, you're good. You're golden. Then you can use the sink to clean off the poop. Simple math. Oh, I totally forgot. Mimi was on a date. LMAO. Should you always make eye contact? Good question. Sometimes you can't make eye contact. That's why I'm sure to have a mirror in all strategic locations so that if you can't make eye contact, you can probably make eye contact or at least get some sort of visuals through the use of a mirror. Multiple angles. Cameras are great too. Everyone always says oil up, but nobody mentions his brother. Oil down. It's a great point. Oiling down could have really multiple consequences. Are we talking about oiling down, removing oil? Are we talking about oiling down as just another way to oil up, but on your lower regions? I would have to go look. That might need a Google search. And my history has seen enough things worse than that I'm not too worried. Computers are better than people. If they underperform, you can upgrade them. Not sure if that's supposed to be a quote of the day, but I like the fact that you're contributing to the chat. Would you rather sit on Richard while eating cake or eating a Richard while sitting on cake? Well, I'm always sitting on cake because I'm hella caked up. You know it's true. So sitting on cake is going to happen regardless. So what are the two options? Eating cake or sitting on Richard? I would say sitting on Richard. If I could duplicate, which seems potentially possible with the help of Just In Case, then sitting on myself doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. Love how Dick reads 99% of the comments out loud and not skipping over the boring ones. I've been very thorough. Dick has been thorough today so far. There's been a hint about a book. Do you plan on becoming a published author? Would you like a book of quotes of the day or a book of sussisms? Is that something you would like? It's something that I could probably arrange for you. Sir, I've seen a quote of the day 3 times. I think I saw one. It has quotes. I believe this is one. In ancient Rome, men of higher power slept with males of less power to show their status of superiority. So am I gay or am I just showing dominance? Not bad. I like how it is a quote of the day. And I like how it's referencing ancient Rome, something I think about once every 3.5 minutes. I believe I have something kind of similar to that I've already dropped, some wisdom. So that one might not become a video, but I do appreciate that you're going down the quote of the day. If you guys send quotes of the day, that's a good idea to put them in quotations so I can tell in the chat. What else do we got? If you write a book, I'll spend up to $69 on it. Good idea. Okay. Hold on. Let me see what else is going on. No Nut November. There should be a month dedicated to nut only. Don't deny yourself satisfaction. That's homie's job. All right. This one I like. There's something here. The No Nut November. Only nut October? What would be the equivalent? I'm writing it down. I think there's potential. NNN and then ON for only N. My chat was suggested. Oh, sorry, Daddy. What is the current quote of the day? Current quote of the day will happen in its own video, but I've got some surprises coming up for you. Did someone do another? If there's no November. No, that's the same one. Okay. Razzing. Here's one that was suggested. I'll put it here. Yes, the computers one I've read. The suffix. Regularly being rich, staying okay. Do you have opinions on edge maxing? I have lots of opinions on edge maxing. I think it's goated. Edge maxing was popular, I think, before the what Gen Zs made it a thing. It just didn't have maxing. I like maxing because it's also a man's name. So 2 for 1. If I'm not attracted to Ryan Reynolds, am I gay? Yes. Ryan Reynolds is the gateway drug for straight men. You got to get on board. Would you be okay with my age reveal? Hopefully, it's in the 20s or up. I purposely set this video to not for kids. If I'm not attracted to... Okay, we got that one. What do you think about hag maxing? Hag maxing. Wait, something else popped up that is pretty funny. All Nut April. All Nut April is getting written down. That could easily be a quote of the day. Okay, I'm going to take a few more questions and suggestions, and then we're going to play a little game simply titled Sus or Not. But let's take a couple more suggestions. Always not August. That's pretty good as well. How to attract men 101 outfits. When I went to Greece, they threw plates on the ground to celebrate. So when I go to a gay bar and they have good news, it would be rude not to celebrate. Okay. I do like the idea. It's kind of like a when in Rome scenario. By the way, I'm adjusting my lighting setup. I feel like I look slightly too pale. Let's try now. Do I have more color in my skin now? I believe so. All right. I think I cooked on just, oh goodness, just JIZZ January. That's not bad. It's getting written down. Just JIZZ Jan. Just Jan. That has a lot of potential. Today I have identified as Richard Ryder. Yippee. Okay, I already gave my opinion on femboys, but thank you for asking. All right. We are going to do something. First off, let me introduce you to my friend. Frankie sent me this, and it is the funnest toy I've ever seen. It's gotten a lot of use in videos. It looks more flimsy than I thought. It's the squishiest thing you can imagine, but not the squishiest thing you can squish. Hey, yo, that's behind me, underneath me. That's currently sitting down. Yacht damn. Oh, smacktastic. The correct grammar is more fun. Tell me this doesn't look edible. One more for the road. This is an uppercut. No, one more for the road. This is going to be an overhand. All right. Enough of that. No comment. Okay. Next, it is time to play sus or not. Here's how the game works. I'm going to tell you something, and then you, as the chat, are going to write in sus or not. And then I shall reveal whether or not it was sus or not and give my reasoning. We're going to do a few rounds, and if it goes well, I'm going to take your suggestions for what is sus or not. Are we ready? The first subject of sus or not: sleeping with women. Sleeping with women. Get your answers in. Sus or not? Sleeping with women. Sus. Sus AF. Not sus. It's a bit mixed in the chat. As a female, yes, that's sus for me. Sleeping with women. Sus or not? Okay, are you prepared for the reveal? Sleeping with women is hella sus. Because, hear me out. All right? This is a big hear me out. We've established that if you sleep with a man, it's simply practice. Okay? So, if you sleep with a woman, that begs the question, who are you practicing for? Hella sus. All right, were you right? Keep track of your scores, folks. Sus or not, all right? That was the first one, sleeping with women. Next, you ready? Next subject for sus or not: Canada. Canada. The country Canada. Sus or not? Take a second to get your votes in. What are people saying for Canada? Someone said sus AF. Someone said not sus. Someone said extremely sus. Someone said mid. I didn't think mid was an answer, but mid actually is right. But sus or not, Canada. Okay, zesty. All right, the reveal. Canada is sus AF. Okay, if you wrote sus, you are correct. Why is Canada sus? Have you ever been here? There are a lot of gay people. It is the gay white north. Okay? Canada, oh, Canada. All right? There's a lot of gay people, and there's a lot of men who are hung like a moose. Canada is hella sus. But there's one more reason why Canada's sus, and that is Daddy Trudeau. Okay? Trudeau recently went through a divorce. Do you really think that Trudeau went through a divorce to be with a different woman? Come on. It's Trudeau we're talking about. I don't think so. I think his beard finally expired, just like the one on his face. Okay? Canada's sus AF. Oh, someone sent me $1.99 for thoughts on Hugh Janus. I love that guy, to be honest. I do. But I will say, bit loose. Hugh Janus. Hugh Janus. I prefer Hugh Cheeks. Okay. All right. We made it through 2 sus or nots. There's a couple more. The next sus or not. Are you ready? Rainbow flags. Rainbow flags. Okay? Is a rainbow flag sus or not? Let's see what the chat's saying. Not sus. This is a difficult one. Zesty, sus. Sus. Not sus at all. Straight lines. Rainbow flags. Last chance here. I know a lot of you guys haven't gotten in the chat yet. I don't know how you guys have been doing, but we got to decide. Is a rainbow flag sus or not? A lot of not sus, a lot of sus. Okay, last chance here. Here's the reveal. A rainbow flag is in fact not sus. No, it's not. You want to know why it's not sus? Because the gay community has come up with a flag that's way more sus. It's super more gay. I don't know if you've seen it. It has like brown and violet and a triangle and maybe white. If you've seen the rainbow flag, you haven't seen the real sus flag, okay? That's early days. We have gotten way more sus. In comparison, the rainbow flag is kind of straight these days, to be honest. Like someone said, it's full of straight lines. The rainbow flag is the least sus flag that a company can get away with using and still be considered for the people. All right? So a rainbow flag is no longer that sus. It's called progress flag. The Pride progressive flag. All right. How do you guys do so far? We got 3 down, couple to go. All right. Here's one I get asked a lot. Is kissing the homies while wearing socks sus? Is kissing the homies while wearing socks sus? Get your answers in. Sus or not? All right? Getting them in? What are we saying? A lot of not sus, some no's. If it's on a Friday, no. Manliest thing you can do. All right. Here's the reveal. Kissing the homies in socks is not sus. This one doesn't need an explanation. If you still got this one wrong, you might be in the wrong live, okay? This is baseline trivia for susness, all right? That should have been a give me. That's like the first question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. All right. We have one more. Sus or not sus? Watching Brokeback Mountain with the homies. Watching Brokeback Mountain with the homies. Is it sus or is it not sus? What do you think? What do you think? Not sus. Great movie. Not sus. Sus alone, but not with the homies. Unless it's at night. My favorite movie. Not sus, but may lead to sus outcomes. Okay. So, the answer to this last one is watching Brokeback Mountain with the homies sus. In fact, you're all right and you're all wrong. Watching Brokeback Mountain with the homies can be sus depending on why you watch it. If you're watching it for the fishing or the livestock, not sus. If you're watching it because it's the only movie you own on DVD and you don't have access to Wi-Fi, not sus. If you're watching it the same way that a straight couple watches 50 Shades of Grey before getting a little wild under the sheets, that's sus. Unless you're wearing socks. Then you're good. Okay. That was sus or not sus. If you've enjoyed that, we can do it again sometimes. I wouldn't be against it. Now, well, I've got you here. I will give you a chance. I will take a few of your suggestions for sus or not sus. You get them in the chat. I'm going to look for the best ones. We'll do a couple of those. What are we saying? The country of France. Interesting. The country of France. Wow, some of these are wild. This is the most interesting seminar I've ever watched. Sus all the way. Hold on. I'm not going with the country of France yet. I'm looking for some more here. Eating hot dogs. Hold on. I want to find a good one. The Ottoman Empire. Femboys. Running a train on another guy because it's required to join a frat. I'm being very picky with these. Little Red Riding Hood's grandma. We're going to do this one. Little Red Riding Hood's grandma. Is Little Red Riding Hood's grandma sus? Get your answers in. Is she sus or is she not sus? Okay? That reminds me of someone else. Little Red Riding Hood's grandma reminds me a little bit of Super Kinky. What are people saying? There's a lot of people saying sus. Okay? She's freaky. All right. The reveal. Little Red Riding Hood's grandma is in fact not sus for two major reasons. One, she got eaten by the wolf. Okay? The wolf was male. Little Red Riding Hood's grandma is a grandma. Okay? So she got herself eaten by a male something. So not that sus. The second part is she ended up inside of a male. Okay? That's a little bit freaky, but not sus. Thank you. All right. What's next? She liked being in that wolf. You know what? The fact that she was okay after makes me think she kind of did. Well, no, I got it. The wolf got into it. Failed successfully. I'll take maybe one or two more here from your suggestions. Ancient Aztecs. Hold on. Haven't decided yet. Ancient Aztecs. All right, we will do it. Ancient Aztecs. Are ancient Aztecs sus or not sus? Okay? Get in your votes. Ancient Aztecs. Sus or not sus? Let me know in the chat. What are we saying? Not sus. Not sus. No. 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 Not sus. Nah. Sus. All right. The answer to ancient Aztecs is yes. They are, in fact, hella sus. You want to know why? They made pyramids. And a pyramid is, in fact, my favorite position if you get enough guys together. Boom, 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 boom. Smallest one at the top. Also, the ancient Aztecs practiced human sacrifice. And human sacrifice is what happens to the guy who's at the bottom of the pyramid. Hella sus. All right, we'll take one more, and that's it. I hope you're doing well so far. Let's see. When I littled ick. What's that? Richard Ryder. I think we all know the answer to that. Hell no. My Little Pony. All right. Wait a second. PP measuring contests. Muscles. Liking Taylor Swift. The Dalek cause? Sus or not? Cameron Geller. Math. Math. Last one. Math. Is math sus? All right. This is the last chance. Math. Is it sus? All right. Calculate your answers. Is it sus? I don't know. You guys got it all in there? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Look, I understand why you might think math is sus. Someone wrote 69. Okay. However, hear me out. Math is not entirely sus. And this is why. Yes, you can do some dividing. All right. Which starts to sound a little sus. But you can also multiply. And as we all know, one of the benefits of being sus is that you don't have a risk of multiplication. But with math, you do risk multiplying, making it kind of hetero. You feel me? Okay, folks, that is going to be the end of the live stream. If you like Richard Ryder's lives, we might see more of them. I quite enjoy being here with you. Thank you for tuning in, and have a much deeper rest of the day. This has been Going Deeper with Richard Ryder. I'm out.